The Roots of NeighborLink, they began back in 2000, and a good friend and I, Doug Crane, attended a church conference down in Cincinnati, Ohio. And the church there was specializing in individual acts of servant evangelism, and they called them SE, or Servant Evangelism Ministries. And what they did is they would take something that people would buy every day, like a light bulb, a roll of toilet paper, a bottle of water, and they would go to high traffic areas throughout Cincinnati, and they would give those people those individual things away in an act of kindness. And with the light bulb and the water or the toilet paper, there'd be a connection card that would connect that recipient with the church that they were from. And they viewed that as a way to give a totally free something away in the name of Jesus, in an effort for the person to come back and hear more about the source of this gift, Jesus. And in that way they'd have a connection to their church. And we started doing that in 2000, 2001, but what we realized is people would take our light bulbs, they would take our rolls of toilet paper, they would take our bottle of water, but we weren't actually meeting that person where they were. And yes, they were going to buy those things, but we weren't actually engaging with them where they lived. We weren't meeting their needs. Some of these people needed roofs. They were going to be moved out of their house unless somebody came and fixed a hole in the roof that they had no ability to pay for. There were people who were being in condemned house situations because their gutters were falling off, their front porches weren't covered, because their lawns weren't mowed, and we could give away all the water in the world, and we weren't going to actually be able to meet that person's need. And so we came back to the drawing board, and we decided what we needed to put together was a website. Internet was relatively new in 2000, 2001, and websites were kind of the craze. And we thought, wouldn't it be great to have a website where we could post somebody's actual need, or even a loved one could post a need, or an agency could post a need, or even neighborhood code enforcement could post a need that somebody had. And the churches were all positioned in teams of servants to go out, grab that project, call the homeowner, make a connection, and then show up and serve them where they are, serve them and meet their need. Wouldn't it be great if there was a website that did that? And so we asked God to help us think about what needed to be on that, and we put some money together and hired a web designer, and we put up the initial NeighborLink site and launched it in 2002. And it did all those things. It allowed people to post their needs. It allowed volunteers to find those needs on the site and volunteer and go meet them. And then it allowed a person who wanted to lead a team like that, called a coach, to pull the project off the site and organize a team of volunteers to go out and serve on a particular day in a particular yard or in a particular house in our community. And that's how this was started.